Hello everyone, Obois here with another Elementor PRO tutorial. Today I'm going to teach you how to create the website header that shows and hides as you scroll. More precisely, the header that hides when you scroll the page down and shows back if the page is scrolled up. You all have seen that effect before, and I can bet many of you wonder how it can be done in Elementor 2. It's actually quite easy, with just a little bit of JavaScript help, of course. Don't worry, it's a copy-paste thing that doesn't require any coding knowledge. I've prepared everything, and the link to the gist file or to the code file is in the description below. If you wish, you can also download this tutorial training file for a small fee and thus help me keep this channel alive. All the details are in the description below as well. So let's get started. First of all, I'm gonna delete the existing header on this page and start all over. This is actually not a real header template, but rather the section with two columns that I'm using to mimic the header. Navigation is not the real one too, as you can see. Why am I not using the real header template? Because this is how I keep everything on one page and you can see how things work right away. Otherwise, I will need more than one Elementor editor screen open and the most likely switch between screens, refresh screen upon save, and which might be distracting or even confusing. Of course, you ain't gonna create any quasi header for your website, but actually apply what I'm teaching you here to your own Elementor header template, okay? This is meant to be used in a header template, unless you're building one-page website. Alright, the quasi header is ready. First and foremost, we have to assign CSS ID or a class to our header. I'll rather go for CSS ID, but if you, for some reason, prefer CSS class, that's fine too. The only thing that you have to take care of is uniqueness, or otherwise, be sure that the class you assign to the header element is not used elsewhere by some other element on page. The ID must be unique as well, or your code will not pass validation. So, with the header section highlighted, open Advanced tab, Advanced panel, and type in show hide header into the CSS ID input field. That very ID will be used by JavaScript, and I'll let you know about once we get to that point. The next important step is to make the header sticky. With the header section highlighted, Advanced tab open, expand Motion Effects panel. Then from the sticky drop down, choose top. And that's it. No need to do anything else here. As I said at the beginning, we'll need a little push from JavaScript in order to create desired effect for our header. It's simply because there's no other way to make it work properly. And the only way to add and run JavaScript in Elementor PRO is by using the HTML widget. That's why I'm going to drag and drop the HTML widget to the menu column. I could also use the logo column, but it actually doesn't make any difference. That widget is going to house required JavaScript code. That's all. It shouldn't take any space or affect surrounding elements. Moreover, I'll make the HTML widget absolutely positioned, and I'm going to assign inline width to it, so it'll have a minimal visual impact. By doing so, I'll be able to move the widget to any position. You see, I can move it left or right, top and bottom. It doesn't matter. The whole point is to make it visible, accessible, and not make it overlap any other element of the page header. It's there and it's not there in the same time, so to speak. Okay, all that is left now is to add required JavaScript code. I'm simply going to copy-paste entire code, and that's exactly what you should do as well. As I said at the beginning, the link to the code file is in the description text of this video. And here's the code that I have prepared. I ain't gonna bother with explaining the code in details. I'm just gonna say that it does the job decently. I have created the code to the best of my knowledge, and the most important is that you don't need to mess up with the code to make it work. Alright? The only thing that you should memorize is the line number 12. Why? Because this is where the reference to our header is created. If you recall, the CSS ID of our header is show hide header, just like here. So in case you used or you plan to use different ID for your header, the line number 12 is what you must update, okay? the CSS ID of the header must correspond to what's written in the line number 12. Let's try to scroll the page and see how the things look like. Yeah, as you can see, it works perfectly. The header hides whenever you scroll the page down and comes back into view when the opposite scrolling direction takes place. We can also check whether all is good in responsive mode, so the tablet first. It's okay. Please don't pay attention to the menu items. This is not a real menu, and as such, it's not affected by Elementor's responsive breakpoints. Next, the mobile. Yep, it looks right, except the quasi menu. But this also can be taken as an evidence that the header shows and hides properly regardless of the height too. And that's it. Once again, you can download the training file for a small fee from the link in the description below, and thus help me keep this channel alive. If you like this tutorial, give me a thumb up, comment, share, spread the word. Anything you do will be fine. And if you do so, I'll give my best to publish more videos. Stay tuned. Thanks for the support.